Well, hello there, and thank you for joining us here at Coolest Life. My name is Tony, and I'm here to take you through this brand new car. Actually, it's not really new, but it's new to me. It's a 2020 Honda HRV, and it's got about 30,000 miles on it. And I've never owned one before, but I've had this one here about 3 to 4 weeks now, and I want to take you through some of the things that I found interesting. I've never owned a Honda before, so if you're a Honda owner, this might just be an old hat to you, but if not, this might be something brand new. So I'm just going to kind of take you around it a little bit and show you some of the things that you might think are, wow, that's kind of neat, that's kind of different, or yeah, I kind of already knew that. But anyway, come along with us, because you just entered the Coolest Life car edition. So let's go ahead and get started with the engine. As you might be able to tell just immediately, that is definitely a four-cylinder, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's actually a little bit of room in here. You could probably put a V6 in here, small V6, but nonetheless a V6. Exhaust, of course, comes out there. You got your alternators, easy to get to. Put your oil in here, easy to get to. Dipstick is right here, easy to find. The transmission, I actually just changed the transmission fluid. I got another video on that. But you have to remove this air breather because your transmission thing is right about there where I'm pointing. But you have to actually pull it up, and that's where you do your refill. You could actually get to it and use a long funnel for it, but that's another video. How about this? Air filter. See how easy that was to pop up? You can actually grab it right there and pull your air filter out, and it's that easy to change. Unlike my Volkswagen I had, where I had 2 screws I had to use a screwdriver for, and of course a whole bunch of hoses. It actually was a whole bunch of hoses, like 3 hoses, but this one here is 3 little clips. These pieces here will typically break when you start removing them, and I did break this one here, so I'm going to have to get me another one there, because if not, it won't hold it quite right, and you don't want any regular air coming in here. But anyway, so that's what she looks like up underneath. But one more thing before we go, there was a reason that Hondas and Toyotas typically last longer than General Motors, Volkswagens, Fords, Dodges. It's because there's a lot more components in here that are made of metal and less that are made of plastic. So a timing chain, for example, they're not a timing belt. So there's different things like that that make these engines, they just last longer if you maintain them. Main thing is maintenance. So let's step on inside and give you a bird's eye look at this. Everything looks pretty good. They're pretty standard as far as controls go. Left and right mirrors, and you control your mirror with this one here. Door locks. You can lock your back doors and not let anybody come in, so you don't have to flip a switch on here or anything like that. You can actually turn it off from here. Nothing real fancy. Speakers here. It's got an eco switch here to include airbags. You can turn the airbags on. I think it's the airbag on and off. Or it's a front detector is what it is. Nothing real different here. I will say this: this is your air vents for your passengers, so it's not like 2 individuals. Normally you would have this, you'd have 2 of them. You'd have one sitting here and one way down there in most cars, but not in this Honda. This Honda here's got all 3 of them here across the top. I'm going to go ahead and close the door, and I just may crank it back up. But before I do, I want to show you this sunroof. So the sunroof actually pops open as a vent like it is now. See how it's got a little vent? Or you could, and that's one thing about this. Nothing moves until you turn the thing on. That's for sure. Like I can turn that on there. I hit the button. So there, I just cranked it. Honda Link comes on. All that good stuff. I'm gonna turn the volume down. It wants to link up to my phone. Pros and cons. This thing here, there is no GPS. As long as you got a telephone that's got a GPS, it will work off your telephone. But if you're not working off your telephone, you've got no GPS, which is, I found that kind of strange. Most cars have some type of GPS in this. Just look through here. You got audio. You can choose your source. This, of course, is FM, AM. You can go Sirius. You can do you can plug in, which is what I normally do. I normally plug this which plugs in down there. I normally plug that into my telephone, and so I can play music off that, or of course iPod, or I could just Bluetooth it. But since I typically use my phone when I'm doing my GPS, I'm already linked to it. But I can jump back over here, play YouTube stuff, stream whatever off your phone, and play straight through your speakers, which is kind of cool. That goes back. So that's your main hookup there. Of course, you got a phone setting. Hope I don't get any phone numbers that I don't need to be showing around. So there's, come on now. So there was my phone setting just popped up. Did you catch that? Let's try this again. It likes to jump. But you got a phone setting, gives you call histories and everything. I think maybe I'll show you my brother's phone number. Hey, look at there. I've got different phone numbers in here. Let's go to the phone book. I can go to a phone book and lots of different phone numbers. And so I got back there, and I can go to info. I actually don't know what info does. Let's find out together. Current drive, previous drive 26 miles per gallon. My previous drive, that is since I turned it off and back on. I think I was actually in town when I did that. That's why I got 36 miles. History of trip A. So there's my gas mileage at different times I turned it off. So not getting a great gas mileage. I was hoping to get closer to 40 with this thing, but it is not the case. Then of course you got your connection to Honda Link. Honda Link's kind of cool. It's got gives you some extra information, not a ton of info. And as you can see, this thing is not exactly the fastest to come up here. So it gives you a maintenance schedule, recalls and campaigns. This of course hooks through the main system to see if there's any information that's come down that you might need to know about. Okay, so right here you got a system here. The funny thing is this button controls that one, but this one controls that one, which I think is disturbing. This one should control that one because it's closer, but that's not the case. And also these are some buttons that are going to control your system here, what you're looking at. So I can change that to there. There we go. And I can do some different things, and I can push that and make that change different. So there's some different things we can. It's got an eco mode. That's what that is there. And of course this says it's in park. It gives me the temperature outside. It says 83. It is way not 83. It's more like 73 outside, maybe 74. But anyway, maybe it's because the engine's on, or the sun was beating down on my hood just a few minutes ago, so that could be part of it also. This, of course, as I mentioned, controls that one, so you can see it changes back and forth between things like that, and I can hit source, and it's going to change to AM, and I can scan through them right here on that there, and I can go on back to what I was listening to. This of course lets you go straight to your telephone if you wanted to do that. So not so bad. Also, this is not my air conditioning system, so it's got nothing to do. It's just my phones and my electrical, the systems you just saw. It's my air conditioner's here. It's a straight up, this is only the air conditioner. It doesn't control anything else. Your emergency brake is here in the center. These are kind of interesting. So check this out. Okay, so you got those closed, right? Well, I could hit a button here, and so I could put my drink here. The problem with this is sometimes, the other person can put their drink here, so they can put their drink here. But if you move this, all of a sudden they got no room for their drink. So if you're here by yourself, it's not a problem. This, of course, will hold your cigarettes. I don't smoke, but anyway, it could. But watch this thing. Watch this. So this is a full. Watch this thing. Whoa! It's like secret compartment down there. Yeah, there's some change in look, a pocket knife. Yeah, it's my pocket knife. So they do go down like that. So that's pretty interesting that they do that. And I hit this button here and it closes. Now I will say this does have some resistance, but not a lot. I mean, I can push it and still make it do it. So if you have your drink sitting here, and I've done this, I set my hand on top of it sometimes, and all of a sudden it'll go down and splash everywhere. It kind of sucks. But it's different. I'm just real easy with it. This will lean up, and so you got a little compartment right here that you can hold cards or whatever. And I always hold stuff like this, toothpicks and cards and, well, napkins. That's why I always stick back there. And that won't close because this is stuck up there, so that's going to close. But so that's what that is. These seats, these headrests will actually come all the way out. Now they won't come all the way out this way, but if you lean the seat backwards, you can pull them all the way out and actually turn this thing around if you wanted to. If for some reason you're going on a long trip and you want to get this out of your way or whatever, you could do that. And this, of course, will go up and down and adjust a little bit. What else I want to show you up here? I don't think there's too much else up here. There is an additional one over there. You see there's an extra plug-in on this other side. It's kind of strange that it's up underneath everything. It is a great place for change though. So you got a 12 volt plug-in there. Down here at the bottom, that's going to ding for me. I've got my fuel, and this is actually mechanical too. So this is mechanical. This is not electronic. It's not an electronic button, and I like the fact that it's mechanical. Basically, car could be completely off, and yet I can still get to my gas tank if I wanted to by pulling that, and it'll pop right open. That, of course, is my hood latch. Let's go to the back seat. I got something interesting to show you in the back seat. I've got candy for you back there. Let's go to the back. So this is the most unusual back seat I've ever seen in my entire life. Not only do these, if you're a tall guy, this sucks. You got to really push this up and get it out of your way when you sit down back here, or push that button, lean this backwards, and get that completely out of your way if you sit down back here. Now, this does lean forward, so I can do this. Look at that. That lays flat, and I can do the same with that one there. Now watch this. This is unusual. I've only found this in Hondas. Watch this. This goes up. It doesn't want to stay, but watch this. I'm going to push this thing down. Now that stays. And I've got room here. Ooh, look, a potato. I've been looking for that. Dog toy. But it's neat how that props up like that, because that seat there does the same thing. So you get kind of a passenger. If you had a small bicycle or something, you wanted a chest of drawers, you could actually stand them up in here. So it's kind of cool. And watch this. It doesn't go down either until you pull this up, and then it releases. You can see how easy that was. It takes off by itself. So that's pretty cool. I really like that. That's an interesting feature that you're not going to find in most vehicles. And now for the back, and as we mentioned, those go down. And look, ooh, there's another one. I didn't realize it had a third one in the center, but it sure does. But those go down. You actually got a tie down strap here. You got tie down straps there. You got a tie down strap here if you want to put something. And what's up underneath here? What could this be? Ooh, look, a full size spare, not a donut, but a full size spare to include their all your tools that you need, to include the jack down there. Nice. I love a full-size spare. And it does have a wiper on the back here, and I won't take you around my license plate because I'm supposed to do that. And this particular one I just installed myself. I should probably do a video on that. A hitch for this. You buy those special hitches. As you can see, it doesn't look like it's quite centered because this pole here, this one here, isn't as long as that one over there is. That's just the way it's built. This has got a plate that goes up underneath the exhaust pipe here. But it's really good. I like it so far. I haven't towed anything with it, and I don't have an electric. I didn't put the electric package on it. I just wanted to be able to tow. So, but it was like $200, so it was a good buy. Oh, this does come with aluminum alloy wheels, disc brakes all the way around. No drums. So you got disc brakes on front and back. A lot of front wheel drive ones will come with disc brakes on the front but drums on the back, or brake shoes I should say. This one is also the all-wheel drive version. What's the difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive? You cannot take this out of all-wheel drive like you can a four-wheel drive. You can typically shift it out of four-wheel drive and just run with two-wheel drive. You can't do that with all-wheel drive. It is 4x4 all the time. So, but so far we like it. We've driven it almost 3,000 miles already, and had it in three states. Yeah, I think we've had it in 3 states so far. 4 states. Ooh, we have been to Montana, but we've been to 4 states in it, and have really enjoyed it. Well, like I said, I think we really have enjoyed it so far, and it's done what it's supposed to do, and which is get us from point A to point B. If you have any questions about this, the HRV, the 2020 version, be sure ask me down below. I've kind of taken it through the ringers since we've had it, and that's why I know a lot about it. And I have already changed the transmission fluid, because the transmission fluid needs to be changed every 30,000 miles, and it just hit 30,000, so I went ahead and changed it. So I want to do that till it hits 60, but everybody wants to drive their tractor when I'm trying to do a video. Anyway, it's got a sensor inside that tells you when your oil is bad and it's time to change. Right now I'm down to 40%, so in a couple weeks I'll do a video on how to change the oil in this here, so in case you have one, you know where everything is and how easy it is to do yourself, because you can save a lot of money changing your own oil. So if you're somewhat able-bodied like I am, you can change your own oil. It's not all that difficult if you got the right tools. And the great thing about this one here, when I changed my transmission fluid, I didn't even have to jack it up, because I've got enough clearance underneath here because of the way it sits. Yay, no jacks, no blocks, no emergency brake, none of that garbage. Get on level ground is what you need. Anyway, be sure to like and subscribe. I hope you like this video. Don't make a whole lot of DIY videos, but I do every once in a while. But hopefully we'll see you down the road, because I'm just out here living the coolest life. DIY edition.